Welcome to my YouTube channel Wise Whispers, where silence speaks. The envelope never arrived. Every morning Robin, 67 years old, would walk slowly to the rusted gate of his small house, pretending he was just checking the weather, the street, the world. But deep down he was only looking for one thing, a wedding invitation, his son's wedding invitation. But day after day the mailbox stayed empty, and with every empty morning something inside Robin quietly broke. Robin had spent his entire life building a future for his only son, Daniel. He still remembered the nights he worked double shifts, the mornings he skipped breakfast so Daniel could have more, and the years he lived alone after his wife passed away, holding on only for his son. "Everything I do is for you," Robin used to say, and he meant it. When Daniel got into college, Robin sold his only piece of land to pay for tuition. When Daniel wanted to start a business, Robin emptied his retirement savings without hesitation. He never complained. Because to him, Daniel wasn't just his son, he was his purpose. The first sign that things were changing came slowly, less phone calls, shorter visits, excuses. "Busy dad, work is hectic. Come next week." Next week rarely came, still Robin never questioned it. He believed in patience. He believed in love, until one evening a neighbor casually said something that froze his heart. "Robin, bye, I heard your son is getting married next month." "Newbrack ho," Robin forced a smile. "Yes. Yes, of course." Inside, confusion began to rise like a storm. Married next month? Why hadn't Daniel told him? That night, Robin couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, his mind filled with questions he didn't want answers to. The next morning, he finally gathered the courage to call Daniel. "Hello, Dad." Daniel's voice sounded distant. "Beta, I heard something. Is it true?" A pause. "Yes, Dad, I was going to tell you." "Tell me." Robin's voice trembled. "Your wedding is next month and you were going to tell me." "Dad, please don't make this complicated." "Complicated?" Robin whispered. "I'm your father." Silence, then Daniel spoke, carefully choosing his words. "Dad, it's better if you don't come." Felt like time stopped. "Did you say? It's just things will be awkward. Her family is very particular. They won't understand." "Won't understand what?" Daniel sighed. "Our background, your lifestyle." Felt something heavy settle in his chest. "I'm an embarrassment now." "That's not what I meant." "Then what did you mean, Daniel?" His voice cracked for the first time. "You don't want your father at your wedding." There was no answer, only silence. And sometimes silence hurts more than words. That day Robin didn't go to the gate, he didn't check the mailbox, because now he knew no invitation was ever coming. Weeks passed, the wedding day arrived. Robin sat alone in his small living room, holding an old photo of Daniel as a child, smiling, innocent, holding his father's hand tightly. "Abu, don't leave me," little Daniel had once said. Robin smiled bitterly. Funny how life changes. He imagined the wedding, lights, music, laughter, his son standing there without him. And for the first time in his life, Robin felt something he had never allowed himself to feel before. Not sadness, not anger, but betrayal. A few days later, Robin received a message. Not an apology, not an explanation, just a simple text from Daniel. "Dad, we're planning our honeymoon next week. I'll need the money you promised." Read the message again, and again. The same son who didn't want him at the wedding was now asking for money. The same father who was awkward and embarrassing was still good enough to pay the bills. Robin placed the phone down slowly. For a long moment he said nothing. Then he stood up, walked to his cupboard and took out a file. Inside it was a bank document, a fixed deposit, everything he had left, the money he had saved for Daniel's honeymoon. Robin looked at it quietly, then he made a decision. The next morning Daniel received a reply. "Sorry, son, I won't be paying for your honeymoon." Phone rang immediately. "What is this?" Daniel sounded angry. "What is what?" "You promised." Robin's voice remained calm. "And you promised to be my son." "Don't start this emotional drama." "No, Daniel," Robin interrupted. "This is not drama, this is reality. Punishing me over a wedding." "I'm not punishing you," Robin said softly. "I'm respecting myself." Then Daniel's tone changed. "This is how it is." "Yes," Robin replied. "This is how it is." For the first time in his life, Robin chose himself. Days turned into weeks, no calls, no messages. The silence returned, but this time it felt different. It wasn't heavy, it wasn't painful. It was peaceful. Robin began to live again. He started going for morning walks, talking to neighbors, even helping at a small local school. One day, a little boy held his hand and said, "Dada Jai, will you come tomorrow too?" Robin smiled. "I will." Somewhere along the way, he realized something important. Love doesn't disappear, it just finds a new place to grow. Months later, something unexpected happened. There was a knock on Robin's door. When he opened it, Daniel stood there, tired, changed. "Dad," his voice was low. Robin looked at him quietly. "What brings you here?" Daniel lowered his eyes. "I made a mistake." Said nothing. "I thought money, status, all these things mattered more. I thought I needed to impress people." Now Daniel's voice broke. "Now I know I lost the only person who truly cared." Were tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry, Dad." Looked at his son for a long moment. This was the same boy he had raised, the same boy he had loved unconditionally. Pain was still there. But so was love. "Come inside," Robin said finally. And just like that, a broken bond took its first step toward healing. They didn't fix everything in one day. Forgiveness takes time, trust takes effort. But slowly they rebuilt what was lost, not perfectly, but honestly. One evening, as they sat together having tea, Daniel asked quietly, "Dad, why didn't you come to the wedding anyway?" Robin smiled gently. because a father should be invited with love, not tolerated with excuses. Lowered his head. I understand now. Of the story, respect is more important than sacrifice, and love without respect slowly turns into pain. No matter how much you give, never lose your self-respect, even for the people you love the most. Because true relationships are built not just on love, but on honor, appreciation, and presence.